A fortuitous moment. How Indiana Fever brought Stephanie White back as new head coach. INDIANAPOLIS. When Indiana Fever president Kelly Kraskoff returned to the franchise in early October, she brought a fresh perspective. Kraskoff was president and general manager from 2000 to 18 but left to work for the Pacers from 2018 to 24. When former president Allison Barber stepped down after this past season, Kraskoff returned to the franchise she helped build. "I had an opportunity to evaluate and fully look at everything," Kraskoff said. "My challenge was, where do we need to make improvements? Where can we get better? And how do we expedite this process?" From what I saw in the 2 years of watching where I sat, Christy Sides did a great job. And as we move forward, my thought process was, how do we maximize what we have and how do we jump on this opportunity now? Start the day smarter. Get all the news you need in your inbox each morning. That included changes to general manager and head coach, Lynn Dunn and Sides, respectively. Stephanie White is back with Fever. Here's what she said about her return. Dunn moved from her GM position to become a senior advisor. Kraskoff then hired Amber Cox away from the Dallas Wings to be Indiana's new COO and GM. Kraskoff took longer to evaluate the head coach position and eventually decided to fire Sides, who had a 33-47 record in 2 seasons as Indiana's coach. Sides saw improvement in each of her 2 seasons. The Fever went from 5 wins in 2022 to 13 wins in her first season in 2023, then improved to 20 wins and a playoff berth in 2024. It was Indiana's first playoff berth since 2016 when, ironically, Stephanie White was head coach. Still, Kraskoff saw an opportunity she couldn't pass up in White, an experienced coach who knows what it's like to win at the highest levels, and that meant she needed to let Sides go. We then made a decision that we were going to move on, and that was tough because it doesn't take away from anything that Christy did or what that coaching staff did, Kraskoff said, and to use her words, she left it better than she found it. But we're looking forward, and this is about the next phase in the next era of what we're building here. How Christy Sides' firing and Stephanie White's hiring coincided. The Fever didn't announce they were parting ways with the Sides until the end of October, a month after Indiana's season finished and a week after the New York Liberty were crowned WNBA champions. It was odd timing, especially for a franchise that had relative success in 2024. But the Fever were already in contact with White before they made the official decision to fire Sides. White and Kraskoff have a long history. Kraskoff was the one to trade for White during the Fever's expansion draft in 2000, then hired her as an assistant coach in 2011 and head coach in 2015. White is also from West Lebanon, Incorporated, just 1.5 hours from Indianapolis. Her family, which includes her partner, ESPN Monday Night Football sideline reporter Lisa Salters, and their 4 children are based in Nashville, a 4-hour drive from Indianapolis. Kraskoff first reached out to White after hearing about her family emergency following the WNBA season, then heard from her agent that White may be interested in leaving the Sun. I had heard from her agent that there might be a change. He was like, it may be something where she might be returning. So I said, well, let me know. Keep me posted. Kraskoff told Indy Star. A week or so went by, and then once they got word that Connecticut was going to allow her to talk to teams, we were sort of at the point where we were also making the decision that we were going to move away from Christy and kind of move on. And I had some other names assembled, so it was just like a fortuitous moment. The reports first linking White to the Fever were reported by the Chicago Sun-Times' Annie Costabel. She reported White was considering the Sky, Fever, and Sun on October 23, despite a year left on her contract with Connecticut. White said her agent got a lot of inquiries from teams. As she was still under contract with the Sun, she needed permission from Sun president Jennifer Rizzotti to talk with the Fever or any other franchise interested in her. When the opportunity presented itself to maybe talk to Indiana, I talked to Jen, and I think she recognized just what a unique opportunity this was for me, White said. It's not comparing apples to apples, and she graciously allowed me to talk to them. And I'm thankful for Jen for getting me back into the WNBA. I absolutely loved working with the Connecticut Sun organization, but for me, it's just a no-brainer the opportunity to come back home to work with this team and this franchise.